How's it going, guys? Joe Malo here. Happy Labor Day weekend. Wanted to shoot a quick video on just talking about Zapier itself. I think that the last video that I created, it was a lot for some of you guys, and getting some of the feedback. I really appreciate it, number one, but it was good to know where everybody is area wise. So I'm gonna start out with a very simple video on Zapier. For those that have not created a Zapier account, please do. It costs you nothing. They give you a trial. I think they allow you to have a certain amount of Zaps. I'm not totally sure. It's been a while since I've signed up, but I know that for a fact that you can create a simple account and at least get familiar with how it works. The reason I pick Zapier is because it's the largest automated software that is available, that has the most connection as far as app wise. So there are some other companies out there that have a similar product, but the reason I like Zapier because it has over 1,000 apps. I have yet to find a software that offers that many app connections. So, but I just want to give you kind of a layout, go through the layout on here so you guys can get familiar and kind of digest some of this information and look into seeing how you can incorporate this into your business. So when you log in, you create an account, it's going to give you, your settings and information. You can go through settings. There's not much that you really need to do once you set up the account. You're pretty much good to go. What I would do is start out by going through the connected accounts tab. And this is where you connect all the accounts that you have. Within the application. So this tab right here, you can easily select a type of application. Let's say I want to connect a Google Sheets account. I can click that, and it will automatically, in this section, you can actually just add an account. It'll automatically add the account on the back end right here. So these are all the accounts that you have connected. You can always test them to make sure that they actually work. So when you connect it to an account, it should automatically be good to go. Sometimes for reasons such as changing your password, sometimes the accounts are not connected anymore. So I recommend, always maybe coming in here and testing them. You usually don't have to, but if something seems off or some of your apps are being turned off, this is usually a key indicator that either account is not connected. And you can just easily come in here and actually test it to make sure that they're working. And it'll tell you success. If not, it'll turn red and let you know that it's failed. If you want to reconnect the account, that's just connecting it with the actual application. So if I want to reconnect one of these accounts, I could just click reconnect. It'll have me re-sign in the credentials, or it'll make me re-provide the API code that's in the settings of that application. Okay. So a lot of people have asked me, what is an API code? It's basically a password, okay? It's what your applications, let's just take, for instance, Credit Repair Cloud, gives out a code that allows this application, Zapier, to be able to collect data in all the fields from your applications. So it's just a password, okay? You can find it in your settings of almost every single application, or in this instance, for Google, you just put in the password, so you can reconnect that application. So disconnect, if you ever want to get rid of the application for any reason, you can just easily disconnect it. When you click get disconnect, it's going to say really just click it again, and it automatically disconnect it. Okay. So you can either connect the accounts back here by adding all the applications you use. Anything you search in here, if it doesn't pull up, it means they do not have a application connected to Zapier. So if you're typing it, it's not pulling up. That's usually because it's not connected. It might be a feature they add later on, but it's something that they don't provide at this time. Now, I would go through and make a list of all the applications you use. Some of you guys are only using one or two, so it makes it simple. Find out if Zapier is the best solution for you. Because in a lot of cases, either two things will happen. You sign up and you start to try to build these workflows, and then find out that these applications that you're using don't connect. And so you'll end up wasting a lot of time, because I don't think Zapier is for everybody. but I think that you'll find that a lot of the applications, maybe some applications you're not using currently, are applications you may sign up for. A lot of them have free trials, so you can try it out, build these workflows, see if they actually work for you, and see if it's worth upgrading your trial pack, your trial to an actual paid version of that application. Um, and so, I would write a list of every application you use right now, and then go in here and see if they actually, if they're available through Zapier. You don't even have to do that on a paid version or even a trial version with Zapier. You can literally go to their website, Zapier.com, go explore, and actually type them in right here. You'll see the applications that you can use. Okay. So that's what connected accounts. You can do it here, or when you create a Zap, if you don't have that application, when you're creating the Zap, it's going to make you connected anyways. Once you connect it, making your Zap, it'll automatically add the account to connected accounts. So you can add it either way. You can add it here, or you can add it as you create a Zap. You go in here and make a Zap. Okay. Task history. All that does is show you every Zap that you have running when it triggers. You can see them in here. It'll tell you on the type of status, which right now is not too important. When you make the Zap, you'll know if they're erroring. Number one, the Zap will not turn on if you haven't done everything correctly to set it up. But if you're finding anything that's errored, you can actually look for the exact Zap here. Okay, of all the type of Zaps that you've created. Okay, so once you name the Zap, all of them will be listed in here. You can just actually go up here to the search bar right here, and you can search in, whatever it is, and you can click it and see how many have ran. If it doesn't show up, then it hasn't ran any. So let me find one that has already ran one. Let's see if I can clear this filter. Some of these haven't been ran. Can't find one that's been ran, but I have a whole bunch that do run. But anyways, you can find them, and then you can also check statuses. So if, let's just say I want to check all my Zaps, I want to find any that have stopped working or anything like that, you can go in here and you'll learn the codes or the color coordinated alerts that it'll give you, so you can go in here and check and see if those Zaps are running, if they're stopped for any reason, or if they're erroring, you'll know automatically. So task history, I also like it if I want to rerun a Zap, I can click it and I can click play and it'll actually rerun the Zap. So if it errored and I corrected the error, I can go in here and fix that. So I'll go in more depth and detail on the task side of it. You really don't need to mess with it in the very beginning, but at least you know what it is. The Zaps, that's all the Zaps you've created, all the folders that you can store them in. As I said in the last video, I really recommend you creating folders to keep it organized. I also recommend you naming the actual Zap so that you know what it does, and it allows you to put a lot of text in here so you can really label it so you know, because as you start creating workflows and a lot of Zaps, it's going to become unorganized if you don't name them. You'll have some that'll be running, you don't even know they're running. So once again, as you grow and add more Zaps, you'll see that can be something that it's very important to start in the beginning, and it's something I wish I would have done in the beginning. Now I've organized most of them, so it's a lot easier to find my Zaps. But once you start creating more, you'll see that organization is key. Okay. The Explore tab is exactly what you get before you even create an account. So you get to explore the types of Zaps. I kind of went through this in the very beginning, but what I like to do is every application you're using right now, I would go ahead and click all of them. So if I'm using all of these applications, I would click them so you can at least know what they all do. And the thing I really like is they give you examples that they have. They have Zaps that other companies have created that they like, and they'll feature them. And so you can actually literally say, use this Zap, and it'll give you a pre-built Zap that's already created, or tell you what you need to do to build it. So that's pretty cool. I like to start mine from scratch so I can kind of lay it out how I want it. I do recommend you taking a piece of paper and writing down the type of workflows you want to build. Like, think about everything you do every day and say, what if I could automate that, right? So I would write a list of everything that you want to create, everything you want to do to run this business, and be able to automate it so you don't have to do it. You can essentially automate anything. And then when you become familiar with how Zapier works and building Zaps, you'll find it to become much easier that you'll just start going down the list, creating Zaps to really start to make your lives 10,000 times easier. Like I've said in many videos and a lot of posts, Zapier is the best employee you'll ever hire because it really is going to start to eliminate some of the things, especially the little tedious things that you have to do every day. And it really will start to help you find more time in a day to get the things that are important done that you need to get done. So this is something that I highly recommend, at least if you just automate one or two things. Don't take this as something you got to automate everything in your whole business all this weekend, right? What I would do is I'd automate small things. Think about it in the very beginning. Think about your process. When a lead comes in, what do you want it to do? Do you want it to move? Do you want it to funnel into something? Do you want to create an email? Do you want to create a text message? Do you want to create an activity to alert you to do something? Do you want to send yourself an email? Do you want, there's so many things that you can do. And I think you need to start simple. I think why Zapier becomes overwhelming for a lot of people is because they try to think about everything they want to automate and think it's all going to be done within one weekend. I've said it many times. We're 3.5 years in with Zapier, and I feel like we've probably automated about 70% of my business in 3.5 years. These workflows, they take time to build, but you have to look at time you're about to put in to build these apps and automations. It's going to save you so much time at the end. So especially on things that are a little bit more elaborate, workflows and automations that you build, they're going to be the ones that are a little bit more elaborate are going to take up a lot of your time, and you're going to be like, man, this is frustrating. But you look at the flip side, when you get this done, to be able to start to run your business and not have to worry about certain things that do take a lot of time, that you're able to just build it really quickly, in a week or 2 weeks time, and then that thing's going to run for years and help save you so much time. So just simplify it. Don't make it complicated. Think about the little things that you want to automate in the very beginning. Get familiar with that. I can help walk you through those automations so you get familiar with connecting the accounts, what to do, the certain delays or extra things that Zapier provides to help your workflows. Getting familiar with those, like there's a delay feature if you want to delay it. There's a filter feature if you only want it to run this app for certain types of clients, fields, a lot of different things that you can use with their type of applications. And all you do to find theirs is just type in Zapier, and it tells you all these applications. And I know, once again, you're looking at it like, oh my God, there's a lot. Well, I can help you with these, and I can go through and do videos on each one so you understand what it can do. And you're going to find you're going to build these workflows, and then you're going to find out there's a special application that just would have saved you probably an hour of your time. But you have to build these apps the long way so that you understand how it's built, and then you can find shortcuts and things that make your life a lot easier, especially when building these apps. But going back to these applications, I like to set these applications exactly the things that I want to use, or all the applications I'm currently using, and then I can go down here, and this is a feature I really like, and be able to see what I can do with those. Because you may connect an account which you're using all the time, but it may not offer a feature that you necessarily need, so it might not be something that you can automate. The last thing you want to do is start creating a Zap thinking that you can do something, and then realizing that some of the actions that this app doesn't do the thing you need it to do. Okay, and you'll find out as you get familiar with the applications that you're using and the connections you make with Zapier, you'll find out which ones, what things you can do with it and what things you can't do. I have multiple applications right now. I wish they'd have a feature because I'm just waiting on them to create the feature because it would make my life easier. Such as we have an internal messenger, and I want it to task out on certain things, right? And it doesn't have that feature. And I'll actually show it to you because, just to kind of give you an example, we use an application internally to communicate with all of our employees, and it's called Glip. And when I go down here, the only thing you can do with Glip, it's very limited. You can only create a post, meaning you can only create a message internally. So if, like, let's say a new lead came in and I wanted to alert all my employees, I can alert them with a message, with a post, and say, hey, a new lead came in, and I can, go even as far as listing the client's name, their phone number, their email, please reach out to the client. But what I can't do, which I would love to do, is be able to task it so that I know that it was done, right? And so there's things that right now I'm waiting, I'm hoping that they'll, I've put in some requests to have Glip have a feature or have an action to task. Okay. And so there's just some things that, it's not a lot of things. You'll find just a few things that you're like, man, I wish I could do this with this application, but I can't. But the great thing is there's, majority of the things you're doing right now, you can automate. So, but anyways, that kind of gives you an idea. I like to just click, like I said earlier, click a bunch of applications that I'm currently using and be able to just kind of see what I can do. Okay. I talked a lot about triggers and actions. Trigger is what's going to start the Zap. So in this instant, active campaign, so when a contact is updated through active campaign, that would be the trigger to start the Zap. Once it's triggered, so once a contact is updated, I want to find out, I want to do what next? Why the actions are all the actions of all these other applications. Okay, so I can use a trigger from active campaign and then use a action from Google Drive. So let's just say when a contact is updated in active campaign, that's what's going to start my Zap. Okay, I want to, and that's what the action is. I want to create a folder in Google Drive. Okay, so I can create that Zap. When a contact is updated in active campaign, I can automatically create an action to create a folder automatically. And then I can customize the name of the folder and all that. Okay. So I don't use this. I just use this feature on the front page of Zapier so that I can just get an idea of what I can and cannot do. Okay. And you'll understand that a little bit more as you start building Zaps, because you'll go back and be able to pinpoint what things you can and cannot do. So that's just a feature that I like when you come in here to explore. All the applications, as you notice, as I click more applications, it's going to give me ideas of what you can do. Add new media to your post on Instagram as a new card on Chat Fuel if you're using Chat Fuel for Facebook. So they're just giving you ideas of things that you can use it for. These are things that you can start with, but I always like to just go in here and start making my own Zap, okay, and starting from scratch. So that's the Explore feature. Zaps we talked about, task history we talked about, just to run to see what Zaps are running in each action that runs and each Zap that runs. Connected accounts obviously are all the applications you're using. You connect them to Zapier. And then that's pretty much it. So when you start creating, so when you're on the homepage, these tips and advice, I really like this because it tells you things that are released, new applications that are released, a lot of different articles on things that you can, the best PDF editors, just the best applications. They just give you a lot of articles. It's really, their blog is really good as well, to kind of just get ideas of what you can use Zapier for. But once again, I would start very, very simple and, think of, just write down all the applications you're using, okay? And then next to that, write down everything you want to automate. That should be almost 4 or 5 sheets long, okay? And then start looking at the things that you can do that you really need to do now and prioritize that list of things you want to automate. And I would start from 1 to 9, 1 being the most important things you want to automate tomorrow, and 9 being something that would be great to automate down the road. And list all of them, number them, and then let's start building the Zaps together and be able to automate those little things that you need to do. Don't make it hard. Just keep it very simple. So make a list of your applications, then make a list of everything that you want to be able to automate in your whole business. From what you do with a lead to how you send your agreements out, how you notify yourself to follow up, just all types of things that you want to do to automate. And there's just so many things, a lot of great ideas that I've picked up from other guys that are using Zapier and that I've been able to automate my business as well. So that's just kind of a lowdown today, or I'm sorry, not a lowdown, a rundown of kind of what, just kind of how to connect the accounts. and then I'll create a video of making a Zap and just keep it real simplified. And then we'll just kind of take it from there, and based off the feedback. And I really just encourage you guys to please give me as much feedback as you possibly can, so that I can ensure that we give you all the video and all the help that I can to be able to help you automate your business. So please, feedback in the comments, feedback in the group is really easy, or it really helps me to be able to get you guys the best content. So once again, happy Labor Day weekend. Stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon.